All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to twitch.tv/Banjo Race for another exciting match, a continuation of the Press F to Play Bingo tournament. We've got a really exciting match for you today. We've got ElectricFortune going up against previous winner of the Memer Board tournament, GarageDoorOpener, owner of Banjo Race, and GDO's first tournament match in this race. So it should be pretty exciting. Thank you for joining us again tonight. Let's go ahead and undeafen and let's talk to our runners. How are we feeling today, runners?
A-okay.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Everybody's been practicing, doing seeds offline, doing seeds online, getting the practice in. We're going to be seeing what that practice has amounted to for GDO. And we're going to see if ElectricFortune can continue to turn it on and power through more matches. We also got Dango joining us today for commentary.
Hello, everybody.
That's going to be a real treat. Dango's first time commentating here on Banjo Race. Can't wait. Should be a real
I'm excited
treat.
for my first time.
And yeah. Let's see.
Haha.
I have to go ahead and get up the... Oh no, please don't tell me it did this. This needs to be GDO.
I can't believe you've done this.
This needs to be ElectricFortune. There we go. Now we've got both the feeds on, ready to go. Oh, the last thing I have to pull up is our live split. I got to get a timer up for our bingoers. I forgot to open that too before we started. All right. Well, first seed has been posted in the channel. Both you guys opened it, ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we do have two very bright game feeds today, but I will always take a bright game feed over iCup and Finance in hell, ninth circle of hell, can't see the screen game feed.
If you guys think my game feed is bright, you guys should see my TV. My game feed and TV are turned up real bright.
All right. Either way, you guys both have your Jinjo Manip files over, ready to start game one?
Yep.
Already.
All right, then we are going to go ahead and kick things off here in 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, and we will move them to their separate calls, and I will put up the bingo board and the audio as soon as they get started. Here we go. There's the board. And let's get GDO's audio, if I can find it. Here it is. All right. Dango, thank you again for joining me today on commentary.
No problem. Looking forward to my first time.
Going to be a real treat. We've got the bingo board up for game number one between, honestly, what I feel like is two pretty well-matched runners here. We saw ElectricFortune really kind of outplay Ad the other day with some pretty good gameplay. And GDO already looking a little rusty here, way behind, missing Mohill jump. First impressions of the card, Dango. Anything that is sticking out to you so far?
So I've been studying the card a little bit before we started, and I would say this is one of those cases where there's a row that really stands out, and that is, as people are saying in the chat, F5. To me, that seems like the clear best option on this card.
All right, let's take a look at F5. We got a lot of globals here. We got some Cheeto pages. We got learning all 4 solo Kazooie moves. And we have the double HFP jiggies, as well as the notes in GI helping you learn the solo Kazooie moves. Plus, you have to go to GI for leg spring. Yeah, this does seem to be a pretty decent row, for sure. We'll have to see if our runners are able to find this F amongst the other Fs.
So aside from F5, do you see anything else you like?
Honestly, this is my first time looking at the card myself. I see we're looking at some newer goals. We got all 8 purple Jinjos on there. Haven't seen anybody select that in the bingo tournament just yet. We got Minji Jongo on there. But there's also a lot of really kind of awkward jiggies to grab. We got Worker Jiggy, we got UFO Jiggy, Star Spinner, Terry's Kids, Crispy Bacon. A lot of individual jiggies that usually I avoid personally. We also got EMP the Crushers. Some people might not feel great about that one as well. Both our runners out of Klungo 1 for the time being. And ElectricFortune, he had a bit of a lead, but he's struggling on Red House Jump. Finally gets it. Now, Dango, I will tell you, GDO said before this match he was feeling very nervous. He said it's been a long time since he's done a tournament match, and this one was very important to him. So we'll have to see if his gameplay matches his nerves as they both enter Jingle Lane.
I can definitely understand those nerves, especially if it's your first game in a long time.
Yeah, how did you feel about your matches that you've had so far? Feeling pretty, like, were you nervous during them, or have you felt like your practice has kind of shined through?
The first time I was nervous like crazy. I remember just like feeling like I was gonna like slip every time I tried to enter a letter in the code chamber. But as I did more games, it got easier.
Yeah, it always does. You kind of sink into that feeling of comfort. You know, the further you go into a game, especially once you know a row, you know kind of what you're doing. That's when the nerves seem to subside, and then it's go time. You got to execute. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, let's go ahead and check in with our runners coming out of Jingling. Neither runner having chosen a row just yet. They're still analyzing the card and deciding, you know, what is going to be the best F for them. I don't really think there's anything within F5 that would turn them away from it, but it's just up to them finding it.
Yeah, the only thing you might not like about that row is all notes in GI. Obviously, the shot to get the toxic waste notes is a little bit tricky if you don't DCW there. Speaking as somebody who took a minute and a half of time loss myself in a recent game on that.
That is true. People do often forget there are 10 notes inside of toxic waste, and they are kind of a pain in the ass to get if you don't DCW in there or just happen to have Taxi Pack. Already a difference of opening routes. ElectricFortune opting to go for the goggles, whereas GDO does White House Jump. We kind of talked about this a little bit yesterday as well, myself and Conditioner. There's a bit of a meta change in this bingo tournament that a lot of people are just opting to not get goggles anymore because of the prevalence of Gondola DCW. What's your take on that?
I'd say a lot of just having 8 goals instead of 5 probably reduces the need for goggles. I still get them myself probably 1 out of every 3 bingos. But there's so many cases where they either don't need to DCW or you're going to be turning into the van anyway, so Gondola's faster. So I can see why you wouldn't get them, but I don't know, has EF not chosen one yet? Or because maybe he has some sort of theory about where he wants to DCW.
Neither of these guys have chosen a row yet. And that's sort of been the meta as well. A lot of these guys, they're taking that 3-second time loss, they're coming into Jiggy Wiggies, and they are, you know, getting that extra cutscene time to look around the board, see which one they like, see which goals they don't like, and then finally, you know, be like, okay, I'm going with this, I'm locking it in, and now they start routing.
I do think that if one of the runners finds F5 and the other one doesn't, that player is going to have a big advantage.
Well, GDO has selected F5 so far. So at least we've got one runner who's picking the correct row. The question is, can EF also find F5?
You think F4 looks kind of cute? I'm looking at that. So we got Terry's Kids and all 4 Kazooie moves. I mean, you got the hatch synergy.
All right. It's been decided. Both runners have found F5 and selected it. So now we get to see a real challenge of the routes. Who will have the better route amongst our runners?
Do you think there's anything especially challenging that they'll have to route as they do this row?
I think you kind of pointed it out already, right? They've got to do that trick into Toxic Waste unless they decide to DCW there. But I imagine they're going to try to DCW early and possibly knock out some Clockworks, or maybe even DCW up to a Dragon Brother just to knock that out of the way, since they do have to get 5 in HFP. But we'll see. I mean, we definitely can see what they decide to do. GDO just a little bit ahead, but doesn't have the goggles. We'll see if that comes to his downfall, I guess we could say, or if ElectricFortune went out of the way for something that he didn't quite need.
Me personally, I don't think I would choose to DCW in this row. I'd probably just do the swim down, but I don't hate it either.
The only thing that scares me is, and this is me speaking from experience, but I don't know the Toxic Waste shot. So I wouldn't really have a choice if I'm doing this goal. I have to get into toxic waste one way or the other. And, you know, we've talked a lot about that in previous matches. The fact that this bingo, more than anything, has proved, you know, if you don't know the tricks, you're losing out. You're losing out to those who do know them, who have practiced them and sat and done them. And, you know, it's just going to come down to who knows it versus who doesn't.
GDO, by the way, with a very nice, almost instant GGM early there.
Yeah, ElectricFortune a little bit behind, but opting to go for the first Cheeto page there, which I don't believe GDO grabbed. And now he's
EF gets it pretty fast, too.
running around. So already a difference in routes once entering GGM. It looks like EF is going to do a bunch of note collecting or get set up for a potential Jiggy route here. Looks like he's going to dip in for a Treble Clef and Water Storage Cheeto page here. Maybe get his Cheetos out of the way. Whereas GDO is going straight to the DCW setup.
They are both going to DCW, it looks like.
Potentially. Oh gosh, ElectricFortune really struggling here with the Water Storage Cheeto. There we go, gets up without grip grab.
I think your feed is miles ahead. Is there any way I can, like... What do I need to do here? Can I, like...
Yes.
refresh
Watch
closer?
me via OBS. Or, I mean, watch me via Discord. Don't watch me live. Because you'll see the actual live feed on Discord. And be commentating in real time.
I found it.
There you go. Okay, so yeah, it does look like GDO's going to continue alongside with his detonator. Grabbing some notes as well as a Jiggy. Whereas ElectricFortune is just continuing to grab the Banjo-Kazooie Jiggies real quick. So, I do like this route from ElectricFortune. I do think it's technically faster if you can save and quit as the detonator and not have to do the retransform. But it just depends on if you're comfortable with that. We did talk a lot earlier in previous matches about how some people, when they enter GGM, they don't quite know what they're going to do just yet, but they'll set up the DCW just because it's available to them. And that's something that they know from 100% or they know from other routes that they can, you know, keep working on while trying to route the rest.
Yeah, and that setting up DCW, it can't be that much slower to do it in the middle of your GGM route, and it does give you some extra thinking time.
So let's see. They both have, I believe, just one Jiggy now in GGM. And with 7 in GGM, they're going to have to choose between Ordnance Storage and Canary Mary. And I believe 9 times out of 10, you're going to go ahead and free Canary Mary.
Well, seeing as they're setting up DCWs, you're already turning into the detonator. That certainly seems like the choice I'd make.
Yeah. Ordnance could possibly be there if they had some MT Jiggy synergy, but I don't think we're going to see it out of them today. Now, the big long move that is on this goal is learn all 4 solo Kazooie moves. So they're going to have to be learning Wing Whack, Hatch, Leg Spring, and Glide, which is a whopping 660 notes.
It's a lot of notes, but fortunately that does synergize because they're going to be all over the place in, well, GI to get those notes. They're going to be all over the place in HFP, so they can pick up a lot of those 100.
They're pretty much forced into every single level, I think, this time around. They could opt to skip JRL, I think. There's nothing in JRL they really need besides Wing Whack. So just, you know, come in, avoid all the swimming altogether. We've seen a lot of runners die to the swim recently. A lot of people choke the swim. Could be something that GDO and ElectricFortune are looking to avoid altogether. Plus, most of the notes that you're going to get in JRL are in Town Center.
I mean, seeing as the road doesn't need Talon Torpedo, if you're going to DCW, I mean, one nice thing about going down there, I will say, is that you can come out and get the treble and just 30 notes down in Atlantis, which can always come in handy for a category like this, but it's probably not worth it since they're DCWing.
Man, EF has still not collected a whole lot of notes. I'm wondering what exactly... So he did the 2 in Flooded Cavern Waterfall, and then he swapped to Detonator. So he's still going to have to retransform or come back later to do Power Hut and Gen Cavern. Wondering when he's opting to do that in his route.
I mean, how many Jiggies would you get in this first trip to GGM? Like, probably all, well, depends on what you do Canary Mary. Obviously, Dilberta comes later.
Yeah, I think you definitely get the 4, right? You get the 2 that are together, you get the 2 that are together. You could even get 5, right? If you're doing Detonator Levitation, right, they're turning into the Detonator, then you can get 5, come back for Canary Mary. You're going to come back for Dilberta, and that's when you can take care of Canary Mary. It looks like both of our runners are opting to make Canary Mary their 7th Jiggy.
Makes sense.
So really, we've kind of seen them do the exact same thing, just in different orders. The only thing that ElectricFortune has done that GDO hasn't was that small little trip into water storage.
Wonder if GDO ever gets the treble, or if he just decides it's not worth it.
I think with 4 Cheeto pages, you don't necessarily have to go in there.
No, I don't think even the... I wouldn't go there for the Cheeto page, but I might go there for the treble.
Yeah. But GDO's already learned Build Drill, so he doesn't need that treble right now. And GDO... Oh, okay, GDO landed in the pool. I thought he landed in the big pool and missed...
Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I thought he missed small waterfall. I was like, that would be really, really bad.
F with a good Detonator Levitation for that Jiggy.
Yeah, Electric taking a little bit longer to set up Detonator Levitation there, but ends up getting it. Doesn't have to reset in the Wigwam, which is nice. That's always a big tilter when you fail it 3 times.
God, no, don't.
And
do
now,
that.
hopefully, he will be going over to Mumbo's to do Gen Cavern and Power Hut. Oh, but he's still got to get Build Drill. Yeah, so GDO just having the much better, much more comfortable route in GGM. And he will be the first one out as well.
Getting that treble in water storage really is going to set back ElectricFortune.
Oh, and it looks like GDO... No, he was thinking about doing other stuff, but then he left. I thought maybe he was going to go free Canary Mary and just get it out of the way, but it looks like he's going to be leaving. ElectricFortune getting Shoes Jump, so saving a little bit of time on the movement here, but still overall behind GDO, and did end up losing quite a bit of time in GGM, actually. Probably about 30 to 45 seconds.
When do you think they come back and do Canary Mary?
Whenever they decide to do Dilberta in the route, they'll come through and they'll finish up Canary Mary. Probably once they have grenades. They might even do it right here once they go into MT. They might do MT, GGM2, and then Witchy World.
There's no reason not to. I guess you've got grenades once you Death Warp and Code Chamber.
Yeah, because you don't really have to come back to GGM with Clockworks for anything.
Oh.
So I don't really see them going for it. Now, the one positive thing that ElectricFortune does have going for him is he did stop off in water storage, so he will have more notes leaving GGM over GDO.
He's not having an easy time jumping up to this
very
ladder.
Important. There we go.
There
Finally
we go.
gets the maximum
Fourth
peak
try,
boss.
but he's got it.
GDO now heading into MT. So ElectricFortune does have 20 notes up on GDO, or at least he will by the time he gets to Grenade Eggs. 20 notes isn't the end of the world, but those are 20 notes that somewhere GDO is going to have to pick up somewhere else. So depending on where that is, you could see a time loss. GDO opting for the sort of standard MT route here. Beak Bomb everywhere. Oh, and he's going to get Relic Chamber Cheeto Page.
I like this.
He tried to be cheeky. He tried to stay in flight. But gets his first Cheeto Page. He comes down to get more notes.
This is fine. This barely loses time.
Yeah. Actually, I think even if he did collect the Cheeto Page in flight, I think that first Cheeto cutscene ends your flight. I could be wrong, but I think it makes you land.
think it usually does, but that might just because I'm bad at it. I think like maybe once I've been able to stay in flight there.
Yeah. Ooh, an electric getting a bonk on fire eggs. Hate to see it.
And EF is finally at a GGM.
Yes, thank God.
A level where we could see some different routes from these guys is in Hailfire Peaks. It's going to be interesting to see how they fit in the note collecting with the 5 jiggies with learning glide and where that takes place. I assume the glide is the very last thing you do. I wonder if that even means like do we see them like collect? Did you go and get the ice wall jiggy as solo K on the way to glide?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you're going to have to route in the fact that you're going to grab jiggies and get notes ahead of time. You don't want to really be scrambling around for notes in HFP in order to learn glide, I don't think. So hopefully they're able to include it as a part of their route. But you're right. That is probably where we're going to see the biggest differential. As well as when we get to GI, these guys are going to have to pick, are they comfortable with floor 4 early? Are they comfortable with the toxic waste shot? Or are they going to DCW inside?
Well, I mean, if you're on floor 4 and you're getting this many notes for 4 Kazooie moves, you get Claw Clambers, I think.
Oh yeah, that is a good point. I forgot that they're going to have a ton of notes. So yeah, floor 4 early, not a worry for this particular bingo. They definitely have the notes to learn Claw Clambers if they so choose. All right, so EF now finally in MT. See if he can pick up any time in the level. Luckily, he doesn't have to go over here for this Cheeto page, but he is opting to grab it.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'd almost say he might be overrouting his. Oh, he got it really fast, but look, he's already up to 3. So I guess it's fine. Just like get them done really fast, get it over with. But there are probably a few faster ones he could have gotten.
Yeah, 4 Cheeto pages is kind of a bait because you want to route it. When you see it on your card, you're like, okay, I can get this goal done really, really fast. And you just end up picking the Cheeto pages that are near you in the beginning without thinking, oh, how much of a detour is it actually for me to grab this one over any of the million others that I can grab? GDO is most likely thinking he's going to get a bunch more in HFP, especially the one in the Coliseum on the way up to Upper Fire. And there's a Cheeto page right across from where you learn Glide. And so I think those are going to be the bigger Cheeto pages to grab.
That Cheeto page in particular, the one on the ice pillar, that's what, like no more than a 10-second detour, because you're just standing right there to shoot a clockwork. Easy.
Yeah. I would say it's even not more than a 5-second detour. I mean, it is right there.
Probably, yeah.
With Glide. Whereas I think Relic Chamber was kind of a bait from both of these guys. I don't think they necessarily had to get that one.
So even that, I think, was better than climbing into the water tank.
All right, so GDO, like we said, he finished up MT, he did his code chamber stuff, and now he's immediately going to go ahead and finish up his GGM stuff. Grab Dilberta, grab Canary Mary, and head to Witchy World. Whereas ElectricFortune gets his first goal, getting the White Jinjo.
White Jinjo. Yeah, this is just like we thought. They're going to finish up with their GGM stuff now, get that goal done early.
I'm just really curious to see if these guys are comfortable with the Toxic Waste Shot. I mean, if they've both learned it, it'll be great to see that route. But if somebody knows it and the other person doesn't, that's going to be a big, big time loss. And it could cost them this game 1.
Stuff like that can really make the difference when you're... Because other than that, is there anything else that's like tricky? Or actually, HFP jiggies can always like trip you up in unexpected ways.
So with 5 in HFP, there are a ton of clockwork shots you got to get down. You have to do Slit Clip, Ice Wall, Ice Train. In addition, you have to either do Super Slide, Sack Pack Skip, or they go out of their way to get Shack Pack. Shack Pack Skip. Which hopefully they don't grab that. I know they'll have the moves to get it, but hopefully they don't go grab Shack Pack.
That would be a big old waste of time.
Hopefully they either know. I mean, I know GDO knows at least Shack Pack Skip. So hopefully we see these guys do one or the other there.
Icup makes a really good point in the chat about one of the goals we haven't talked about yet, which is the beanstalk growing. There is a huge chance for if one player gets the fast skull and the other doesn't, that can be a big difference maker in a bingo like this.
That is true. If you get bad skull, if you have Mumbo in blue skull, he does have to do a big trek across the level in order to get down to Rain Dance. And skull luck actually hasn't been a big problem in these bingos so far, but definitely for growing both beanstalks, you want him very, very close to that warp, or to that Mumbo pad. And we'll have to see if one of them suffers from that. That is about a 30-second time loss, I believe.
They're not worse than that. That's like I just remember seeing like PG resetting every time on or on 100% rather.
Yeah. Well, PG resets on just about every time loss at 100%. So he's just that good.
Is it actually only 30? I thought it was worse than that.
It might be. I don't actually know the correct timings, but I think it's around 30 to 40.
Huh.
Okay, so again, another difference in routing here. It looks like ElectricFortune has opted to not come back to GGM just yet. He did his code chamber stuff and he immediately jumped into Witchy World. Whereas GDO opted to just finish up that goal and make sure he didn't have to take care of it later. I could see this being a benefit for... It's kind of... The big question is, does it waste more time to walk out of GGM after finishing Canary Mary? Or does it waste more time to have to warp back to MT? Oh, and there we go. GDO climbing up the rope and then jumping off of the sign Cheeto and then going back up the rope.
There you go.
So he's up to 2.
I think I like what GDO did here, because there's no reason ever to go back to Wooded Hollow in this row. So to have to silo back to there just to enter MT through the front entrance to get to Dilberta, I don't like that.
ElectricFortune with another bonk, and on the worst move too, the bonk on split up. Slowest bonk in the game. You hate to see it.
Yep. But he's not had good bonk luck.
It looks like EF might just be grabbing notes and dipping. Honestly, he's got the goggles, so he's going to be able to reset super fast here. But the question is, will he use the DCW now, or will he head over to Clifftop and grab some more notes? Because he's got 310. So he could potentially grab Clockworks early if he wanted them.
So if not Toxic Waste, where do you DCW? Possibly.
Well, you could DCW to Minji.
Minji, I was thinking this
Gives you access to a bunch of notes early that you can get without needing any moves. You know where Mumbo is, so that you don't have to play the guessing game of where Mumbo is to, cross over to grow both the beanstalks. It just depends. Leaving CCL is the only problem, and if you do die in CCL, that is a huge time loss. Looks like EF is not going to DCW just yet.
Oh no, GDO misses the rope, and he gets it the second time.
See, but this is a little bit of a problem here. GDO does have to set up Gondola DCW in order to use it, whereas ElectricFortune just got to run around the level and get notes, and then he had the goggles. So EF is going to save a significant portion of time here in GDO in Witchy World.
I think that's almost half a minute that he gained back by getting those goggles.
ElectricFortune can't get on top of the sign with grip grab. That was the 4th try flap flip. What am I watching? Now GDO's gonna get this shot. GDO activates it too late. Oh my gosh, is that going to change his route completely?
He already gets split up? That's the important question.
He did not. I don't think he has it. Oh my god, absolute nightmare for GDO. So he did reset on the cutscene there, which means he's really got only one option, and that's to never go back to Witchy World until the end. So now he's got to use it somewhere else. And he did a quick pause. I don't know how many notes he had.
That is a horrific time loss. What's he do now? He's going
Can you go back? I thought he reset on the cutscene. Okay, so he's just gonna opt to open the door again, I guess. I thought he had saved it when he reset on the cutscene. I thought it was saved. So it looks like he just has no choice. He takes a huge time loss and is forced to come back.
So you're saying that his GCW is... Because I think... Isn't his GCW set up unless he goes into... unless he goes into Fuel Depot again, I think he's still okay. He can re-enter the level.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, yeah.
So he's just going to resume what he was doing in the middle of Witchy World. He just needed to... He just lost a minute because of the... Well, probably more, a minute and a half because of the reset.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's what... Okay. I was confusing the cutscene reset with, like, other cutscene resets that we see in this game, where it saves a flag.
Yeah, this is not,
Either way, huge time loss for GDO. And he also bonks on Split Up.
Not the double bonk.
You hate to see it.
Well, whatever time that GDO may have gained in GGM, he definitely lost it back here.
Okay, so one move down for ElectricFortune. He's got Wing Whack, and I think this should be all he needs. He should just be able to rejoin and leave now. I think. He's gotten a lot of notes. Maybe he swims down for 30 more, but I can't imagine he wants to.
I don't think that's worth it. He's having a lot of fun with Solo K.
GDO now finally leaving Witchy World. So now at this point, if you're GDO, you're just praying to God that ElectricFortune isn't doing F5.
Pretty much.
But unfortunately, it is the best roll on the card.
You know, to be fair, GDO does have those GGM jiggies done, which EF will have to come back.
Okay, this is what I thought we were going to see, Dango. EF does not want to do the Toxic Waste shot. He wants to get these 10 notes and not have to worry about that Clockwork shot. Which I like this. This is what I would be doing. So, I am more than okay with this route. Plus, like I said, you get to skip the entire JRL swim. And so I think this is okay. I mean, I think being able to shoot the button and leave is pretty good.
I call it the safer but slower option.
It is safer but slower. That is absolutely right. Now, we do have to remember that even though GDO does have a big time loss, he has finished Canary Mary. That is something that EF will have to go back into GGM towards the end of his bingo and take care of. Oh, but will... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This might be so bad here. So, Dango, you revealed that you can do Canary Mary before DCWing. The only problem is, if ElectricFortune goes and does Canary Mary right now, and then warps back to the entrance to go to Fuel Depot, he will DCW to GGN.
That would be very bad.
And that would be a heartbreak.
The very smart thing to have done, I think, is to have saved to have not done Gem Cavern and then played it so you do Gem Cavern after Canary Mary so you can work back to the entrance, but that is too late.
Oh yeah, that would be like 9,000 IQ routing if you were thinking that fast on the fly. Well, let's see what he does. I really hope he does not. Oh, he hasn't even free Canary Mary though, so he won't go over there. Yeah. There's no risk of him doing that, so that's good.
Okay, yeah. And another thing, by the way, you definitely do not want to free her, because that will wreck your DCW. Racing her does not, but freeing her does.
Yeah. Oh, man. We love to see the running shoes going across the waist there to grab the notes. Nice. And I'm curious if GDO was also thinking this to avoid the Toxic Waste shot. I can't imagine GDO goes anywhere else. And I don't know if GDO knows the Toxic Waste shot either, so I'm assuming he's going to do the exact same thing here. But already, there we go. We do have a bit of a lead. Now, the question is, Do we wait for Claw Clambers and come back? Or do we get all the notes now while we're here? Do we make 2 trips and keep it safe? Or do we go for floor 4 early? Right now, it looks like ElectricFortune is just grabbing all the floor 1 notes, getting them out of the way first. And then we'll have to see what he decides to do.
Definitely need 2 trips. The question is, is it worth, is there any reason to do floor 4 early to avoid opening up the front door? Then you could tag a warp, and then you could... Okay, well, actually,
they could technically get all 100 notes right now. Without Clockworks. Right?
But the thing they can't get is Leg Spring.
Oh, that's right. They can't get Leg Spring, though. That's true. But you can at least go through and get the warp pad. That way you're just going all the way up. Or it's quick. But yeah, you're right. Maybe they will do it in 2 trips. Just so that they collect notes and have Leg Spring on the way up.
If anybody knows the clockwork shot to the floor 1 warp pad from outside, which we saw Steve do, it would be a very cheeky move to break in, but not into the upper window, but break in behind that door to get to the warp pad.
Yeah. That would be sick. Yeah, ElectricFortune's just going to go ahead and open the door and leave, I feel. And GDO is right on his tail. GDO pushing the Toxic Waste button. He is on the way.
Alright, so they're really following the same route, except in the order that they did Canary Mary.
Mm-hmm. GDO?
GDO is dropping a lot of frames, I guess.
Yep. Okay, GDO crashed. I'm gonna have to reload.
Yes,
Although, what is happening? Okay, and just like that, GDO is in Fuel Depot, although he's a little bit ahead now. Okay, now we're synced.
Either way, he's getting the 10 most obnoxious notes in the game, so that part is taken care of.
Okay, lost a little bit of footage there, but it was just GDO heading to Fuel Depot to get to Toxic Waste. EF out, has his Clockworks, and now hopefully we should see him go into TDL, CCL for his notes and Beanstalk.
So let's see, with oh yeah, EF is going to have more than enough notes to get hatch rate here. It's pretty well set for that.
Oh, this is interesting. GDO is just opting to go straight for the front door. Didn't even grab the didn't grab the AC notes and didn't grab the train station notes.
There's no real difference to get them now versus later. I mean, you're just gonna do all the same things.
Yeah, most likely he's gonna grab them later as Solo K, I imagine. A little bit faster to grab the notes as Solo K. But man, is not getting those 20 notes earlier really going to cost him? I'm trying to see how many notes GDO has.
Hey, EF looks pretty good here. I mean, he's going to pick up a lot of notes and he'll just go right by.
Oh no!
Ooh.
EF jumps a little early. Gets the fall damage on the side of the mountain. He's going to have to go back up for Hatch Cave notes. But I don't think this is the end of the world.
I'm actually kind of wondering why he was going up there as BK in the first place. Isn't it faster to send up Solo K just to do the run up there?
I think it depends, right? Because if you send Solo K, you have to Death Warp and then leave. Versus if you go as BK around the entire level, you can Death Warp immediately and then just leave.
Yeah,
if that made sense. You know what I mean? You have to rejoin, then leave from wherever you split up. That definitely did cost a bunch of money. The other thing is that he has to split up eventually anyways to get Hatch. So, yeah. I think he's going to head into Hatch Cave right now anyways. He's got more than enough notes.
Yeah, no, I think what I would have done here is I would have gone to the split-up pads that are kind of to the left of the Unga Bunga guarding the cave.
Yep.
And then just run Solo Kazooie up Death Warp. You got to run out as BK, but that's not the worst thing. You're going to CCL anyway, so you're just going to Wasteland.
So the real question is, you know, I don't think he's going to split up here for Hatch, but then I think you have to rejoin because you've got to get the Treble Clef and you still have to get the 20 notes in River Passage. Did he bonk on Clockworks? So these guys are bonking a lot, losing a lot of time to jam jars for fun. That was so weird.
Doing a little dance around.
Yeah, he was holding the analog stick while trying to press B, which you can't do. Oh, man, I don't like this here from EF. You really do have to rejoin to get the River Passage notes. I hope that he does this a little bit differently. Oh, does he make it? Oh!
With
no.
Wing Whack, oh no!
He
and he doesn't have Spring Ace.
He doesn't have Spring Ace. Yeah, just rejoin as BK. Because you got to get River Passage notes, and you got to get the Treble Clef. That was a little bit of a time loss right there. That was not good.
Does he actually need to get those last 40 notes in here?
Oh, that's right. He doesn't have all... He could skip River Passage. You're right. He doesn't necessarily need those 20 notes.
Without Talon Torpedo, that's pretty slow. I mean, the trouble is
Man,
probably worth
GDO is picking up notes in CCL, and he's only at 415. EF is almost 100 notes ahead of GDO already. That is crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be 525 to 430. Oh my gosh. Yeah, now EF's just gonna leave. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Now, EF, if he wanted to, right there after the Treble Clef, he could have shot for the Mountain CP, but I guess he's going to wait. Ooh, GDO getting Bad Skull. You hate to see it. Loses a little bit of time from here. Was really hoping to see Mumbo in Red Skull, but he was not there. And here comes EF.
I don't know about you, XHM, but I find the flying around to plant the beans a very annoying thing to route, especially because you're trying to, at the same time, guess which skull you're going to be going to.
Oh, that was Mumbo. Yeah, you're right. I forgot that the Globo is there. Yep. Okay, so GDO gets good skull. Yeah, planting the beans are always kind of annoying. It does take 2 different flights, but not the end of the world. Gotta fly to Cheese Wedge, gotta fly to Sack Race. And then you got to go back to Mumbo, wherever he might be.
Right.
ElectricFortune moving quickly while opening up dirt patches on his PDF. He's got 1 bean. Looking for the second. And there we go.
And there we go. 6 dirt patches later.
Hey, Root, this is game 1, yes?
So EF choosing to go to Blue Skull first.
Yeah, I'm a little curious here. I guess he's just going to check. Because you definitely don't want to turn into Mumbo until you're all done with CCL. Oh, he's not even checking. He's just planting. He's just going to pray. Or maybe he checks when he comes back over to the flight pad.
Could do that.
Well, I'll give you a hint, Thunder. They're in the patches that don't have the empty honeycomb, and it's got one of the other beans. So GDO, I guess, is done with CCL. He got all the notes he wanted to get. Whereas I wonder if ElectricFortune is going to go up top here. Oh yeah, I forgot. He's got to plant the other bean.
Still has no idea which skull he's going to be going to.
No! Heartbreak from EF. Absolute heartbreak there. He just beak bombed past the bean and fell off. That is such a long trek back to a flight pad. And we've got GDO still struggling to maintain a stable stream connection. He's looking like... Oh my gosh. This is a Microsoft Sam special right here. Come in, GDO. Come in, GDO. Houston, we have a problem. GDO's actually like 30 seconds behind the live feed right now. Oh my god.
Oh, that was a fast George clip. Did you see that?
I didn't see the George clip. I'm too busy trying to load GDO back to reality.
Yeah. He just did it with zero setup whatsoever. He just ran without even turning the camera.
Okay, both beanstalks are grown for GDO, despite us only seeing one of the cutscenes. They're both done. Yeah, clippy that. There you go. Hilarious. Okay, so he's got both beans planted. Does he head over to Mumbo now, or does he go up top for more notes? Looks like he's finally going to check a skull. Is Mumbo in the good skull? No, he's not. ElectricFortune has to take him across the cavern.
So this CCL just got that much worse for ElectricFortune.
Yes. The only good thing he has now is that he's ahead of notes. Let's pray that's enough. Oh my gosh. Okay, he bounces off the chimney there. That was actually good. Stopped his beak bomb. Now GDO enters for notes in TDL. As iCup would say, game 3.
Yeah, this probably is the most RNG dependent goal in the whole bingo set.
I think Boggy's Kids Jiggy is still a goal on the card, and that is the most RNG dependent goal in the world.
Boggy's Kids is gone, I think.
Is it gone? Is it completely gone?
I think so.
Yeah, it might be. Okay, Spook the Unga Bunga is still a thing, yes. We removed Boggy's Kids. Okay, I figured that was the case. I couldn't remember. It's been too long. Okay, so GDO is, again, entering PowerPoint mode. ElectricFortune carefully taking Mumbo across the central cavern. Oh gosh, where is he going?
Where is he going?
Where is he going? What is this?
You can jump off. He's climbing up instead of dropping down.
He's climbing all the way up Central Cavern instead of dropping down. What is that?
Oh boy.
I mean, I guess he gets 5 extra notes, but what the hell was that? Wait, I just realized this CCL map makes no sense. This door is above Red Door, but then when you exit Red Door, you're above this door. What the hell?
I've always been bothered by that. It is baffling.
Dang, that's crazy. All right, so GDO has Hatch, and now he's gonna grab the rest of the notes. Hopefully he's able to just come over here and grab the treble clef. Oh, he's really gonna make this crouch jump. No, he's not. He didn't even get a crouch jump off. He's just gonna die. He's just gonna save and quit even. All right, so GDO still not getting a lot of notes, and TDL still not having a lot of access to notes. GDO's gonna have to spend a lot of time at HFP grabbing notes. Gosh dang.
He'll go by most of them. I mean, he's going to go to the Igloo, so that you'll get the fast ones on Icy side.
EF only needs 95 more to be done. And I think GDO needs like 170. So GDO's just going to opt to go ahead and finish up GI here. Which is where ElectricFortune should go. Hopefully ElectricFortune finishes up his Notes in GI, which will get him even closer to learning glide, and he'll have leg spring. Oh no, he's gonna go do his GGM stuff. Oh man, I forgot he still had to come back and do this stuff.
This is looking, I mean, even with GDO's reset on Gondola DCW, he seems like he's quite a bit ahead. I mean, I know he's all the notes short, but
yeah,
I'd rather be 200 notes short than Canary Mary short.
But honestly, GDO is going to be at 605 leaving GI, so he's going to be right in the money too.
If anything, I think it's possible. I mean, I don't think that's the worst thing you can do here, but I think EF may have overrouted notes just a bit. I know it's tons and tons to get glide, but...
Well, we did talk about the water storage treble clef. That was an extra loading zone that we didn't necessarily need to see. Does get first try code. You love to see that. But now GDO is going to have access to doing a whole bunch of stuff here.
So, Ring Rush says that EF's going to have 595 leaving, which...
I
but
think,
if you're going around...
I think he's going to have 605, because Oh, no way, I forgot, yeah. It is 595. You already got 10 in toxic waste, thank you. Can't do math.
And, okay, so you're going to get 20 more when you go by Cliff Top, and then inside HFP itself, you're going to be running by at least 40 notes, probably more, probably closer to 60 or 70 notes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he overrouted a little bit, but there are worse things you can do.
There will be an access to a whole bunch of stuff, but... Okay, dying in the train station. While EF poops a grenade on the cage in order to kill himself. Okay, that works. Whatever's best. And now GDO takes the claws up to get the rest of the notes. Except he didn't grab claw clangers.
The claws.
Pretty important to grab the shoes before going up the shoes path.
Sure that GDO got all the first floor notes?
Element. I don't know. I just think that, I mean, obviously HFP is the last level for both of these guys. But will GDO being down notes be enough for EF to come back? I just don't know. I think EF having that TDL death really cost him. As well as maybe the overrouting of notes like we talked about in CCL. As well as the climb up top with Mumbo. I don't know what that was.
I also think he had a little bit, EF also had a slightly less efficient Pterodactyland route. And Bad Skull, as Commissioner points out. I mean, you can still see, I mean, all it takes is GDO struggling with some of the tricks in HFP, and could easily set things even again. Of course, GDO is also the person who made the tutorials who taught half of us how to do the tricks in HFP, so...
That is true. Are we going to see a failed slit clip? Are we going to see a failed ice wall? Ice train? There's a lot of things that could go wrong. That is also true. ElectricFortune was subject to the terribleness of Bad Skull, and that can also be a problem. So we'll just have to see if who's got the better HFP execution, really.
Sunder making a great point in the comments here. I'm not sure why GDO is BK rather than solo K.
Why do people come over to this one? Is it just simply to avoid the grip grab? Is this actually faster to come all the way around like that? Yeah, GDO should have stayed solo K to finish. Especially since he was going to get leg spring. We'll see if EF is able to pick up some time by swapping around. Yeah, this is a big time loss here from GDO. If you're solo K, you just wing whack over to the shot spring pad and finish. But I guess GDO really wanted to I guess you could do this too. Oh, maybe you can't. GDO trying to skip a little bit of time. He's still going to try the clockwork shot. That one will work out.
Assume he's got it. Well,
there we go. All right.
I assume GDO's going to refill in Wasteland before he goes to HFP. Otherwise, it's going to be really dicey.
GDO also checking totals, making sure he had all 100. And let's see. We know that there's a lot of time potential for EF to save here if he does the whole rest of everything is still okay. Burning Claws first. This is good. Oh my gosh, I just realized that EF could get a really quick Cheeto page here too if he wanted. But obviously his last Cheeto page should be the one across from Glide. That one is just so free and it's right there.
That's a good point too, like that floor 2, I mean if you're learning leg spring, that floor 2 Cheeto page is just nothing.
Yeah.
Just goes back to what you were saying earlier about like people need to think about the late level Cheeto pages as alternatives rather than just getting the first thing they see.
I mean it's right next to all notes in GI, right? So okay, so GDO will still need to grab 45 notes, which isn't the end of the world. I think it's enough of a deficit where GDO is going to be just fine.
More than the notes, I'm worried about the fact that GDO has only 4 clockworks.
God, EF did all this as freaking DK2. This is just so slow. Oh, maybe now he does the rest as so okay?
Hopefully.
I just don't know how many people know about the leg spring up the shaft.
Just so much faster to navigate the level is still okay. You gotta
Just
take
gotta
advantage
drop
of
down
that.
here for a Cheeto page. Brings him up to 3. No, he's recombining! And he's dead! Why recombine? God, this is so slow for all notes. Both of them. Slap on the wrist. You have leg spring. Come on.
Huh. I mean, they shouldn't have even taken BK up to floor 2. Just bring Solo Kazooie.
Exactly. Exactly. You can do all 100 notes. It's so okay. GDO going for Shack Pack skip though. He doesn't know the super slide. That looks good. Oh, what happened to the
He's
clockwork?
getting popped out of the water, and he's down to 3 clockworks.
There we go. That'll work. Yes, you can, Thunder. You just use the shock spring pad.
But getting to floor 3 is the problem.
GDO? Does he have enough time to go through the doorway? He
I
doesn't!
think he's gonna explode.
GDO being greedy for a clockwork, and now he can't do Shack Pack skip!
Oh, he can. He's just.
Oh my gosh, he can't. Oh, now he's going for the jump up the slope, though.
Oh my gosh.
No, this is a throw. This is a throw.
Oh my gosh. If he, well, he's.
Oh my God, he was almost there. He's got to get through. No, he dies. He dies. Oh my God, I cannot believe how close that was. Okay, so GDO's literally got to go all the way back up now and set up Shack Back skip. And I don't know if he has. Does he have any clockworks? He's got to grab.
totally
He's
out.
got to grab clockworks. He's got to wait for the cycles now, and he's only gonna have so much. Okay, he has 3. He has 3. But now here comes EF. Why would GDO wait for a clockwork there as the clockwork? I'm so confused. Oh my God. Okay, so EF, wait, how many notes does EF now have? GDO trying to slide in. That looks good. Nice.
Okay.
He's
GDO's
still
got-
going for this. Why? Why go for this?
Even if you get this, it saves so little time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, GDO finally gets up. But look, EF only needs 20 notes. And he's going in.
Well, fortunately, GDO is now in the water.
He is in the water. He is able to get the fish. And EF will have to do this too unless he knows the super slide. Oh, EF, why are you going for these notes?
This is not the notes you get.
Yeah, these are definitely not the notes you get. Just get the 20 up top. GDO knocked off by the hand to get Clockworks. Can he get out? No, he wants the Death Warp.
GDO has not yet gotten Slit Clip, has he?
Yeah, he has not done any of the jiggies. I mean, he has the fish, so he's done half of one jiggy. And how many notes does GDO still have to get?
This is really anybody's game.
Yeah, it really is anybody's game now. I mean, it says who finishes an HFP first. Okay, here we go. Well, EF is ahead. He's heading over to Slit Clip. GDO is getting absolutely fucking trolled out of his fucking mind doing this stuff. He just grip grabs up the lava, gets hit by the hothead. Oh no, but EF pops out the Clockwork for Slit Clip. GD only has 1 health. If he gets tagged by the hothead, this could not be good. Here we go. Oh, decent jump. Fast fall though. Oh, it worked. It was a good enough fall. I did not think it was a good enough fall. GDO right behind.
To get over here.
What are you doing? You can't get this in solo K. You can't get this in solo K. You cannot get this Cheeto page in solo K. Go to glide. Go to glide. You can't get this. Oh my gosh, what a throw. GDO now has Slit Clip. And GDO's death warping. We are almost dead even here.
We're 1 Shack Pack skip apart.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Shack Pack skip.
It's back to what Aaron said. I think the notes that they should be thinking about would be the notes that you get on the way running from Ice Wall to the Igloo, which is going to be 20 or 30 depending on how you run there.
Okay, so GDO opting to go for Volcano first. EF trying to set up here for Ice Wall. Ice Wall with solo K, a little bit of a different setup. This looks good. Gets one through.
That's pretty fast.
That was pretty fast. Does he have enough notes for glide? I assume he does, because he's right here,
he does.
ready to go. He has 660.
Pretty good.
GDO still finishing up Volcano. EF should go out here to the Cheeto page. He's going to shoot a Clockwork. Okay. Now he needs to go down for Ice Train. No, he's just dying. Okay, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what these HFP routes are at all. I mean, what is happening right now? Okay, now he's going to do Volcano.
Assuming he did that because you need BK to talk to Boggy.
Yeah.
No good in sending Solo K down there anyway.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you got to turn in the fish. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, so then what is GDO doing? Oh, GDO has to go in here for notes.
Getting the triple. Thankfully, he has Wing Whack.
5 notes short. I think there's 5 notes on the way to glide, though. Suddenly, I'm liking GDO a lot better here. GDO does still have to do Ice Wall. But he's up Volcano, and he's got the fish. I think GDO has this. The only way GDO doesn't have this is if he chokes Ice Train for years. Wait, he does need 5 notes. He's going to have to shoot a Clockwork down to the ice cubes. Oh my gosh. We actually have a chance. GDO gets number 3. EF gets number 3. EF's
so
dying
close.
now to recombine. It's actually so close. It's actually so close. GDO had to come down here just for 5 notes. Does he warp back up? No, he's going to go ahead and do Ice Train. Oh my gosh, if EF gets first try Shack Pack skip, this will be huge. He's going for the super slide, Dango.
Oh, look at this.
He's going for the super slide.
He knows it. He knows it.
No, that is not it. GDO going for the pause. Is that going to be enough? He blew it up so fast. No, that does not work. GDO working on getting this pause. Gets it. I think it's over.
Right there.
I think it's
That's
over.
game. There's the fish, but it's probably too late.
I think it is too late now. Because now he's got to... Where are you going? Go, go, go! It's actually not over yet. It's not over yet, but it's close. He's got to get down there now. Drop down. GDO's got to take Solo K up to glide. Oh, wait, but GDO has the warp. Yeah, this is over. This is over.
Yeah. Wow. A really good race either way.
Gosh, look at how close this is, though. Oh, my God. Don't jump!
Oh my gosh, yeah, what if EF would have died right there?
Wait, wait, wait. GDO's not caught up. Wait, I actually have to pause this.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Oh, my gosh. That's actually going to be the death of EF, though. He's actually further behind than we thought.
Because GDO's that much delayed. Because GDO's like half a minute delayed, isn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Oh.
Now they're synced, though. There's 1,
And here's where we end it.
2.
GG's.
Oh my gosh. GG's, and here's EF getting his final Jiggy. I cannot believe how close this was. What the fuck? Let's bring them in. Holy shit, GG. Oh my god. EF, I think you finished about 6 seconds behind GDO.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
dude.
The exact
Dude,
same,
all through
exact
HFP, I was
same
like, he's
row.
gonna come in. He's gonna do it.
Yep. Exact same row, exact same Jiggies in HFP.
Makes sense.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely crazy.
Wow, that
Holy
was an exciting
cow.
one.
Yeah,
So,
just
it wasn't-
so many mistakes from both of you the whole time,
So
man.
it wasn't until the second slope glitch that I was doing that I was like, I should have just done the super slide. Why didn't I just do the super slide? I only needed the fish.
EF did the
Yep.
super slide.
Yeah,
was
GDO, when you got to the top of the first slope and you died entering the freaking
Dude,
HFP,
I
I was screaming my head off.
was frames from the loading zone.
I know.
I was
like,
I
holy
was
shit.
so sad.
And then the whole time, yeah, so I think EF, if you don't go for that Coliseum Cheeto as Solo K, you win.
Yeah.
I think you win. But yeah.
Oh, you tried to do it
he-
as solo K?
He
Yeah.
did Egg Barge,
Oh,
he did
oh.
Wing Whack, he tried to like Wing Whack into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lost him a little bit of
Well,
time, but
shoot
I mean,
head.
there were a lot of mistakes from both of you guys throughout this
Oh,
row.
yeah.
GDO missed Gondola DCW and had to reset and go back to Witchy World.
Yeah.
He
it was
did
rough.
Gondola shot
See,
too
I-
late instead of too early.
I paused when I re-entered my file because I was like, how many notes do I have? Can I get away with this? And I was like, I skipped.
Oh
Split
yeah,
up. I
Cole
have
brings up
to go
another good
back.
point that EF had bad skull and you didn't, GDO. That was another
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
And
just
also-
God.
EF definitely would have won, and by quite a bit, if not for that really bad death in Cloud Cuckoo Land.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I
about that.
forgot. Yeah, EF fell off the second bean platform and
Yeah.
fell
Oh,
to his
that
death.
Landed and then momentum.
Yeah,
bump.
just so many bad mistakes. I mean, Just so much that went wrong for both of you guys.
Yeah.
GDO's HFP was a nightmare. Your
I think-
CCL and TDL were a nightmare. EF, it was just a
Yep.
mess.
I think I screwed up everything I ever tried to do the first time I did it on Fireside.
Oh yeah,
like-
also,
and then I was 5 notes short from leaving the
yep,
vault or
yep.
Icicle Grotto and getting Hatch.
EF, you also took Mumbo all the way up to the intended Rain Dance exit instead of just leaving red and falling down to it.
Oh, yeah, that's a climb.
Oh.
You can just leave red exit
Ew.
and fall down to the side. Yeah, and you climbed all the way above Super Stash to get to that exit.
Yeah.
That was another
Okay.
thing too. Yeah, so God, this
Not
is
something
super,
I've,
super close match.
I think that was the first time I've ever done the Beanstalk goal.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right, well, GDO takes game 1. Congrats. We'll take a small little bathroom water break here, and we'll get you guys set up for game 2.
Awesome.
Super sick.
Good.
Nice job. Woo! God, what a match.
Dude, that whole HFP, I was like, this is it. This is what causes it.
Yeah, this is.
I-
I'm being brought in. I'm being brought in.
Yeah.
I literally looked
Yeah,
up
the other thing too that was
Mugo's,
making me sick is I had to constantly re-catch you up, GDO, because you were dropping a ton of
Oh.
frames.
Yeah, I was roboting before the race started too, so I don't know what's going on with my internet, but
Like
it's,
we had to catch you up because EF was actually ahead. Like that's what brought it to like 6 seconds. It was just so sick.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can close down some things here.
I'll take a
Just in
bathroom break. I'll
case.
be back in a minute.
Sounds good.
Don't do that. Okay. I almost hit the Windows Update button.
Definitely don't do that.
Yeah. Okay, burp.
Okay, second seed has been posted. I am also going to use the bathroom, so I'll be right back. Chatters.
Alright, I'm back. Yeah, my TDL note routing didn't go according to plan either, because I tried to like crouch jump out of Hatch Cave to get the treble clef, and then I just like jumped too late, so I just ended up falling. I was like, nope, not doing this again.
We were trying to jump from from
When you leave Hatch Cave, you can do a crouch jump with wing whack to get to where the boulder is,
right.
and then get the treble clef under the boulder.
Which normally in bingo you're never gonna have wing whack except when you're doing this goal. So
Yeah, and I chose not to learn springies, so I could have just gotten springies, but I was like, yeah.
That's
I
not
also
what-
chose not to lose springies and then
Yeah,
made
even-
two mistakes that could have used springies to fix them.
Even if you don't have wing whack, you can always just shoot an egg to get that treble clef anyway. But I don't know, not getting that treble clef made me like get way more notes than I wanted to in CCL.
Both of you guys ended up walking past a lot of notes in HFP anyway, so if anything, you could have skipped the triple clef in TDL and still been okay.
Yeah,
See,
I was
want
considering it.
see, I wanted to get glide before going down to lower icy side.
Same.
Okay.
So, but it just didn't work out that way. So I still had to go do boggy and then like take solo K up, back up from lower IC and get glide in the Cheeto page last. But every level, I was like, can I afford to walk by these notes? Can I afford to walk by these notes?
Yep. Did you get iCup notes?
Yeah,
Okay, I did too.
I love
I
how
always
that's
get
a
ICUP
universal
notes for
thing now.
yeah. I mean, for lots of notes, I always get the ICUP notes if I need more than like hatch.
Yeah.
But
All right, guys, I went ahead and posted your second seed. If you guys will go ahead and get that open.
Okay.
And I'm going to pray to God that we're still somewhat synced, but I'll take care of it if we're not. Are both of you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. We will start game number 2 in 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, guys.
Luck.
Yo.
All right, and I will show the bingo card as soon as we get the timer started. GDO taking game 1 just barely away from EF. Is EF able to bring it back and force a game 3? Let's find out. All right. Bingo board now being shown. Let's get GDO's audio back online. And Dango, game 1 was pretty close. What do you think's going to happen?
Well, I'm looking at this card right now, and I'm thinking that this is one of those cards.
Please explain.
Well, I think last time we had a clear row that was the favorite as identified by both runners, and this card, I'm just looking at it, is a freaking mess. I see very little synergy, tons of large numbers of jiggies, not a lot of overlap at all. So I could see, after such an intense race, I could see both people being faced with this and taking a long time to make a pick, and that having all cascaded consequences.
You are right. There are some pretty terrible rows on this card. You got a big one to avoid right here. All 3 Cheetos in Witchy World. Nobody likes this goal. 7 bosses. Star Spinner. This one being in the middle is really terrible. 8 jiggies between GI and Witchy World. Pretty much forcing that Toxic Waste DCW once again. Yeah, we'll just have to see what these guys are feeling and what they're wanting to avoid. But I would definitely agree with you. This is one of those cards that you just really do not want to do this bingo.
I have no idea what I would pick here.
All right, great question in the chat. Mr. Zebra said, how do the rows work? Notice that the row creates an F. This is the press F to play bingo tournament. So not only do they have to do one of the rows, but they've got 3 additional goals that turns their row into the letter F. So that's why they have to do all these. Please press F in the chat. Okay, so they only have a certain selections of Fs to pick from. All right, so we have a little bit of the reverse play here. EF now the second out of Pungo. And that's a nice Red House treble, though. Just shortly behind GDO, entering Jingling. That's right, they have to do 8 goals instead of 5. Well, Dango, what row do you think you would pick on this card?
I'm still looking at it. I'm just trying to avoid something that takes so many jiggies, because there's no overlap in any of the rows between...
Well, there is actually one overlap.
No, there is. There's F1. That's true. There's CCL.
There is an overlap here. Oh, that's actually not the one I was talking about, though. There's another one.
Which one are you looking at?
In F9, we have Ice Wall with 3 jiggies in HFB.
Along with 6 in TDL, 8 between those levels, 4 in GGM. Oh, it's so many jiggies, dude.
It is a lot of jiggies. It's a ton of jiggies.
You think about F12, also tons of jiggies, but you've got at least some JRL synergy.
So the only thing that I do kind of like about F9 is with the Globo and all 8 levels being forced to all the levels, you can do Dippy when you're in CCL. You're going to oxygenate the water, so you don't have to worry about the swim. There's a couple of really nice things I think about F9. Ring Rush says there's also Zubas and 4 in CCL. That's right. If we do this row, we'll have Zubas with 4 in CCL. So that would be Super Stash and probably all 3 B Jiggies. Only problem is they also have Star Spinner and defeat 7 bosses. So I'm thinking they're not going to pick that one.
Defeat 7 bosses is not the thing you want if your goals are in like GI and JRL.
Yeah. That'd be good. Yeah, that's why I don't like F1. It's got defeat 7 bosses, hatch eggs, and Star Spinner. But I guess other than that, it's mostly CCL stuff. There's a lot of globals in this one, though, too. 16 honeys and 1 globo in every level. We'll just have to see what these guys decide on. GDO has already selected F12.
I think that's the row that I would probably pick in the end, F12.
So GDO going for honeycombs, train switches, and a bunch of jiggies, as well as everything in JRL. Not bad. He does have a couple of short goals. He's got Ice Wall and White Jinjo. 4 in JRL isn't too bad, since you're going everywhere else. Could set up a potential pig pool.
Well, yeah, he's going to HFP to get the train switches, so that works. In fact, you could do the HFP stuff before you even enter the level.
And it looks
Before
like
you even enter
EF
the
is
level.
going for F6. So F6 versus F12 here.
Okay,
As
so
we
they
swap
both got
over
that.
to the main layout.
So the same middle 5 goals across that row, and then 3 different ones based on the parts of the F that stick out. So what EF is going to have to do is Star Spinner, have 5 eggs, and 4 in GGM. And GDO will have to do Ice Wall, everything in JRL, and the 6 train switches. I do think I like GDO's row a little bit more of the 2. Star Spinner is a pretty long goal that EF will have to do. That's true. That's true.
And ha ha ha, I've been muted. Okay, like we said, Star Spinner Jiggy does technically have some synergy with Witchy World Jiggies.
It's obviously, what, it's probably like the 6th or 7th fastest Jiggy you'd pick there, but
The
it's a
7th
Jiggy.
fastest, yeah. It's definitely still a shit, absolute shit goal to go for.
Okay, so I'm curious what, oh, he's setting up Toxic Waste, that's what GDO's doing.
Yeah, I think honestly both of them should set up Toxic Waste. Although, I guess technically EF could think that he's gonna do more Witchy World Jiggies instead, since he's gonna do Star Spinner and maybe not have to spend a lot of time in GI. I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Could get a quadruple Toxic Waste DCW this evening.
Not the first time we've seen a quadruple DCW to Toxic Waste. And again, EF is coming in here for notes.
EF has a love affair with that trouble, I guess.
Yeah, he comes in here for notes first, and I don't know why. He sets up the Death Warp. He doesn't even get the green pile notes.
Was it? He didn't even get the green pile?
Oh, I guess he does have 4 Jiggies in GGM, so he wants to set up. He's basically doing the same route that we saw earlier.
Hmm.
So I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens.
So which 4 is he gonna get? He's gonna get the Does he get small waterfall somewhere in here? And if so, which one does he cut out?
I think you do small waterfall because you can pair it with the toxic waste or the toxic gas cave honeycomb.
That makes sense. Which one does he skip?
Don't get that yet. Actually, you probably should get that honeycomb now. But he's going to keep the shoes, I guess. Not a big deal when you're going to jump back over for the honeycomb. Which Jiggy does he skip? I guess he could just do Gen Cavern and Death Warp. But what he probably should have done was skipped... Oh, I forgot that he was under timer there. Yikes.
Oh, the gate closed.
Yeah, that was not good.
Oh,
So he should. So now he should just not do it. He should just do Gen Cavern Power Hut now. Oh, but he's going back. No, he should just do Gen Cavern Power Hut and then go back for the switch. Because he's already over there by Mumbo.
This is not good. I think he got a little bit tilted having the.
Okay, hopefully he
watch
takes the
that
warp.
cutscene.
Oh my god, he's not even taking the warp. Dango.
Great.
He had the Mumbo warp to save him some time. He could have gotten the train station warp at the same time. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is where I have the absolute nightmare of trying to get these honeycombs counted. The GDO has one. I know he has one below Prospectors. Looks like he's going to head over here for the train station.
Alright, well, it's a good follow to the Jiggy there.
Jiggy. 2 honeycombs now for GDO.
I guess he's skipping Power Hut because he's coming into Flooded Caves. You know what he could have done if he really wanted that trouble? Is he could have skipped Flooded Caves and gone from the waterfall into Water Depot.
Yep. Yep. And GDO's already done with GGM. Heading on to MT now. So in terms of our side goals, the real question is Ice Wall, everything in JRL, and 6 train switches faster or slower than Star Spinner, Hatch 5 eggs, and 4 in GGM? And my initial guess is no, it's not. It's not faster to do those.
Which one's not faster?
To do everything in JRL, Ice Wall, and 6 train switches. Is that faster or slower than 4 in GGM, hatching 5 eggs, and Star Spinner?
I think even if they were originally about equal to each other, the fact that all the crap in JRL will basically give you 4 Jiggies. Well, it'll be 3 Jiggies for free because you're getting Pano for free. You're getting right by smugglers to get that one. So the free Jiggies in JRL, I would go with the GDO goals.
So we're already going to see a big differentiation on these goals. EF did not set up a DCW. He's not thinking about DCW in the toxic waste. So I'm wondering if he's thinking he's going to do a ton more Jiggies in Witchy World, or if he's going to do the main 4 you would do plus Star Spinner in order to not have to go into toxic waste.
If he skips toxic waste altogether, he can still get Trash Compactor and Weldar and Tin Tops, and then he'll just get 5 in Witchy World. That can work.
Yep. You also have access to Attic. That's something that you can get without needing. That's something you can get without even needing Clockworks.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see what happens.
Honestly, Attic is probably faster than fighting Mr. Patch.
Depends on how confident you are 4-4 early.
Yeah, it comes down to that.
The only way to Attic is 4-4 early.
It also depends on how confident you are in fighting Patch. We've seen some sketchy Patch fights.
Oh man, this was EF's first honeycomb. So he didn't get any in GGM yet.
GDO didn't get any in GGM?
No. EF didn't.
EF
that was
did.
EF's first honeycomb, was the one above Bovina.
He missed some fast ones then.
Yeah. Missed a couple fast ones, although he does have to go back to GGN. Because he only has 2 Jiggies.
But yeah, EF will definitely get the Inferno Jiggy. I mean, if you're going to Van,
He's going in there
pretty-
anyway, so he better get Inferno Jiggy. If he doesn't, that's like the big throw. GDO
gotta
picking
get
up the
Inferno.
white Jinjo.
The only real question is Patch versus another one at GI.
So I think he could do 4 in Witchy World. He could do everything but Patch and have Star Spinner. Would make 4. Or he can do Patch and make it 5, and then only do Trash Compactor and the 2 Clockwork Shots in GI. So it just
What do
really
you
comes
do?
down to if is he comfortable with Patch or does he want to go to GI for stuff.
Which of those things would you do, SHM?
I think that I would DCW to Toxic Waste. But if I wasn't going to DCW to Toxic Waste, I guess I'd probably do Patch just to get more Jiggies out of the way. If I do Mr. Patch, I don't have to go up to the attic. That's kind of like the good thing. If I don't do Mr. Patch, I don't have to go up to the attic. I don't have to worry about floor 4 early, activating the flight pad, all that stuff.
Yeah, and if you're going to the attic, I mean, it's almost like it'd be an easier choice if you had another Jiggy, because attic pairs so well with quality control, but there's no reason you'd get 5 in GI.
No, I don't think so. Especially because keep in mind that when they're DCWing with Toxic Waste, I'd say more than half the time you're not DCWing with Clockworks. Now, these guys do have the option, if they want to go get Talon Torpedo, which both of them do need, they could DCW to Toxic Waste with Clockworks. But that does make for an awkward JRL row.
Right.
Which one is Ice Wall Jiggy? Ice Wall Jiggy is the Jiggy behind the ice wall in Hailfire Peaks. And yeah, the only cheat that's open is Jiggy Wiggy. Unless you're doing a Super Bingo. Then you can turn on Super Banjo.
I've never done a Super Bingo.
They're fun. You can do one every now and then. I say they're fun. I probably haven't done one in like 6 years. So that just goes to show you how much they're liked by the community, but yeah.
You know what that would be amazing about that though is you could out of the you could GCW to GI without ever having to fight Weldar because you just take the springies out of there.
Yep. So Sunder question said, would QCE be faster than Attic since you're already there on the 4th floor? You don't have Clockworks when you DCW to Toxic Waste, unless they decide to do Klunga 2 before DCWing. But if they don't have Clockworks, you can't do QCE, which means you're going to do... GDO didn't finish the cactus.
Yeah.
Nice 13 cactus.
Just climbing up the unrung bell.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. Well, or he could DCW with Clockworks. That's the thing. Will they decide to do that or not? Oh, but that's right. Yeah, that's true. EF didn't set up a DCW, so he doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, in this hypothetical, we're not DCWing, we're just entering GI in the normal way.
Well, GDO is DCWing.
GDO absolutely is, yeah. GDO, but GDO is getting his Toxic Waste Jiggies.
Right. Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, so GDO doesn't even have to worry about that. I'm a little confused by this route from EF. He went counterclockwise. I guess he's just grabbing Dive of Death now. I think that EF should have gone clockwise around the tent, gotten airborne egg aiming if he was thinking about doing patch, then done dive, then done split up, then done west zone, etc.
Maybe he's thinking about not doing patch.
It's always a possibility. If you're not comfortable with patch, I could definitely see people skipping patch.
Me personally, I would much rather do 4-4 early than patch, but A lot of people may feel the other way around about that.
Yeah, I think I'd much rather do patch than floor 4 early. Okay, so I got a count here. I think GDO only has Cactus, or did GDO also get Dive of Death? Was anybody paying attention?
I did not see GDO get the dive.
Because this is going to be number 2 for EF.
But GDO, if he hasn't gotten it, he might get it after Inferno coming out the door.
Is GDO going to do Inferno? I guess he could go in there for a Honeycomb. Maybe he thinks that's worth it. GDO gets the first try Gondola DCW that time. Nice. What is this from EF? What was that? Just shoot it from the entrance.
He really wanted to avoid using Egg Aim there.
What's up, Sam?
He's doing the coal pile strategy on the Crazy Castle.
Yeah, that was like, yeah, exactly, a 20-30 strat. Except, not really. It was like more like an 18-30 strat. Like, what the hell was that? Okay, now, GDO does have to head... Oh, GDO came this way because he's got to do the train switch. That's right. Okay, I actually like this route from GDO.
Okay, no, that's fine. That makes sense.
Man, that is only his second Honeycomb there for EF. Damn. Did get pack whack though, so he's definitely thinking about doing trash.
Good, as he should. Yeah, I just worry that EF has been thinking so much about routing his jiggies, he's just ignoring this 20 honeycomb goal, or not 20, 16 honeycomb.
Yeah.
Goal.
Can definitely be a problem. He's grabbing notes and stuff. And I'm assuming he's gonna go do Inferno now. GDO trying to do the quick grip grab here. There he goes. Gets the third try. And that is train switch number 1. Save and quit? Yep.
Yep. Hopefully we did not see the reset, seeing as it is in the same
So
room.
GDO moves very far ahead of EF right now. EF's got to do a whole lot more here in Witchy World before he leaves. Got to set up Star Spinner. Got to get maybe some more honeycombs. We'll have to see what happens. Grabs the Globo. I like that, so that he doesn't have to go over to the one in Inferno. Warping to back a tent. Okay, this is fine, I guess.
Yeah, EF's just gonna have to spend so long in Witchy World.
Yeah, I guess the trade-off is GDO is spending a whole lot of time in JRL.
Right. So what jiggies do they get in JRL?
So definitely See Me Fish. GDO will definitely get Pano because he's got to pay him for the Cheetah page. And then
GDO
after
will
that,
really-
it's kind of up in the air.
GDO needs to get Smugglers, because he'll be in that
He
room
should get
anyway.
Smugglers because he'll be in there unless he opts to do JRL in one trip.
Then that seems slow. EF will probably get tipped up. Oh, for his 5th egg. That's a really good point. I hadn't thought about that, but that's a nice bit of synergy.
Yeah,
in
EF
EF's
will
route.
most likely get tipped up. That's a good point. They are both going to CCL. They could always get a pig pool. That's always an option, especially since GDO is going to DCW to Toxic Waste. So he'll have half of pig pool done already.
Yeah, I think I do like Pig Pool as GDO's 4th jiggy.
Yeah, both of these guys have to go to HFP, so I just don't think you want to do UFO. It's a super long cutscene. Yeah, EF wants honeycombs. You want to go to HFP for honeycombs, for sure. They're so fast. I mean, you don't have to, but, I mean, by not going, you're kind of throwing, in my opinion.
Well, EF has missed so many honeycombs in the early game, he really does have no choice.
Right, yeah. That's also true. Alright, so GDO is in JRL. while we continue to see EF do. So EF, I don't think EF is doing patch. He went straight into Inferno. He didn't grab any tickets, and he's just gonna do. So he's gonna do 4 and 4. So what are the 4 that he's gonna get in GI if not doing Toxic Waste? He's gonna do Weldar, Tin Tups, Trash, and Attic. He has to go to the Attic.
Unless he does quality control.
Unless he does quality control, that's right. He could do that instead.
Probably about the same, because it's a little. You have to hit the flight pad switch, but quality control obviously takes some time to shoot the barrels and such.
GDO diving down for doubloons. EF on his screen says he's gotten 3 Jiggies and GG. Oh no, he just corrected it. Never mind. Now here's the question: does EF do Star Spinner as Mumbo, and then save and quit? That would be so fast. That would be so fast.
Very impressed.
We haven't seen a whole lot of Star Spinner as Mumbos from people. We haven't seen any in this tournament, but this could be number 1.
How much of the community do you think knows how to do that? Because I definitely do not know how to do that myself.
I mean, I know how to do it, but am I confident in doing it? Absolutely not.
He does seem to be setting up a death warp in here, so...
Yeah. EF did not get patch. EF opted not to do patch.
Gogo would go for it, that is true.
Yeah, 10 has also gone for it in previous bingos. And gotten it. Yeah, I know, my bad, Thunder. I'm keeping track of a lot of things.
Really are.
Let's
There's a lot of-
see. Yeah,
I'm
you're
counting
right.
up these goals.
EF does have 3. Man,
Jeff
EF had to walk so far there to find a guy.
Those Tepa Gems moved to the worst spot they could have.
Okay, GDO grabbing a whole bunch of stuff here with Talon Torpedo. Getting the Honeycomb, opening up swimming baths. He's got to make sure he grabs this Globo for the all-everything move. Or the all-everything goal, rather. And then he's got to swim over 2 swimming baths to get the Cheeto page.
He's gonna get this right now with
Pack Whack.
with what?
Pack Whack.
Oh, I forgot he got Pack Whack. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both have Pack Whack right now for Trash Compactor. Oh yeah, GDO also did get the aisle train switch, thank you.
Easy train switch to forget, and a costly one if you do. GDO thinking that he had to kill the Minjo, but that was not one of his goals.
Oh my god, that was actually so scary there. Alright.
Alright, we got a good Star Spinner.
Star Spinner done. We're heading to JRL. What the hell is GDO doing?
Setting up a death warp.
He's
so
trying
he
to
can-
die. Yeah, he's trying to die to either the eel or the fire. We saw an absolutely calculated death on the eel yesterday from Trinan, I believe. Trinan had an absolutely sick death warp in here the other day.
True. I was watching that. That was pretty funny. He just landed right on that eel. And now we're swimming back out of here. I guess he's going to go and get the honeycomb in sea bottom now.
He might be thinking because he's going to Seaweed Sanctum. Yeah, Big Fish Cavern. Because he's thinking he's going to Big Fish Cavern, maybe he's thinking he's going to do Mary Maggie. Although, GDO did not get Sub-Aqua, so maybe he's not doing that. We'll see.
I hope we get to see a teeth from the surface. That's always.
I never want to see teeth from surface again after watching Steve do it. I'll gotta tell you.
I want to see it every game now.
Although he's coming over here, so unless he's just getting a honeycomb.
He's just getting the honeycomb, though. Why didn't he go through the sunken ship?
I don't know. Is it faster? I don't actually know the time difference between the double talon torpedo, swim, versus climbing Sanctum. I imagine Sanctum is still faster, I think.
Is it? Oh.
I think so.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I imagine it is. It's a lot less loading zones.
It's true.
He is going for this fucking shot. He's doing
All
teeth
right,
from surface, Dango. Can he execute or will he lose a bunch of time? He's already 0 for 3. 0 for 5. Okay, he hits one.
He really wants to go for these left teeth right now. Get them out of the way in case the fish turns later.
Oh my god. GDO has got to get this corner or he is fucked. He gets a double!
Double teeth, double teeth. One more.
No!
He fired off.
Oh my god, he gets it! At the last possible moment, pretty much. Okay, now he's dipping away for honeycomb. He's gonna have to catch up to the big fish. The big fish is gonna swim quite a bit away from him right now. Oh my god, I think that double saved his life. I honestly think the double saved his life. Because if you don't get the double there, you're just spending way more grenades. Yeah, this is quite the swim to get back over into the big fish's mouth.
It's fine though, the fish is going to turn right towards him, so he's going to be okay.
Oh, perfect. Nice. Okay, well, at least he didn't have to refill and wait.
Yeah. That was,
But I like this,
really
right? I mean, you came over to Big Fish Cavern, you might as well go for it.
I think this is probably faster than Pig Pool, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely faster than pushing off George and opening the pool and all that stuff.
I was so scared when he was firing all those grenades too soon, because I think, like, at the very beginning, you have the lowest shot of hitting them. You want to kind of, like, save them up, but got it.
It's kind of like a catch-22, right? If you wait, you have less time to hit the teeth. If you don't wait, you have a harder time shooting the teeth.
Right.
It's kind of like pick your poison. Which one's worse? I always see as soon as the fish comes around the corner, I think a lot of people just end up shooting. They just want to get it over with. But I agree with you, that is fairly risky. Our runners are having good swims today. They've learned. They've learned from previous runners. Jolly asking if he'd like to rent a room. We'd love to see it. GDO coming over to Black Eye for doubloons.
What?
He had 7 and went up to 9. I mean, I don't hate it. You're already in here, I guess. He's going for Jolly Quip? No way.
Whoa.
He's doing Jolly Quip in a bingo. How many times is he actually going to go for this? No way he actually grinds this.
He doesn't have clockworks.
He's done.
He doesn't have clockworks. He can't
Yeah, I know, but he doesn't want to do the cutscene. I cannot believe GDO is trying to go for Jolly Quip in a bingo. He's still going for it. He's tried it 5 times. He gets the Cheeto page. He gets the Cheeto page.
It skips one of the fastest jiggies in the whole level.
Just shoot the barrel. This is so not worth it. Is GDO actually throwing for content?
Oh my gosh.
He got it. He got the, I can't tell. GDO's dropping 100 million frames.
I have no idea.
He got the quip. He got the quip. He got the quip. I don't know what try it was, but he did finally get in. Nobody got to see it, I guess.
What? Okay, he's just dropping too many frames for us to tell. He's got the Cheeto page.
He's waiting for grenades.
More grenades. Death warping in here.
I'm honestly so confused why GDO felt the need to go for Jolly Clip there.
You can't say this is the first time. Oh. No, it's not the first time we saw it in the
Not
bingo
wrong.
because nobody saw it.
Not wrong. GDO's still got to collect some
collecting
doubloons. GDO's got to collect the balloons, and he's got to end on the toxic waste switch. What is Jolly Clip useful for outside of bingo? Memer board categories. And technically the new 100% route that nobody's going to do ever.
How much time does it even save, like, optimally over blowing up, or over just swimming from the UFO?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I don't actually know how much time it saves compared to the old route. As a standalone trick, I can't tell you how much it compares to each one. I just only know total level route in terms of total level route. I wish GDO would stop dropping frames.
It just seems like GDO has been going so far out of his way. I mean, he's determined to do a one-trip JRL, and would it really have killed him to come back later with Clockworks?
I think if he was, yeah, I mean,
He's
I don't know
still
why
one
you
balloon
wouldn't do
short.
smugglers, but
Still one balloon short, but he's gonna get it over here.
he's got it now.
He's just gonna put this level to rest.
Well, kind of. He still has to get one more jiggy after this.
I'm assuming he ends now on Toxic Switch.
Yeah, he's got to go out and do Toxic Switch. I think GDO's going to do Pig Pool.
That would be the only reason you don't do Smugglers.
He has this now, I believe. Oh, well, he will. As soon as he buys this Cheeto page.
Thunder pointing out that Electric's not DCWing means he can do every single level in one trip.
Kind of. He is going to have to go back to JRL.
That's a good point.
I think GDO got the Pipe Honeycomb, or maybe he's going for it now. And then he's going to
Could
drop
get
down
it.
into the Toxic Pipe. Yeah, he's going to go for it now.
We saw Alpha do that in the bingo.
So EF getting some easy honeycombs. Up to 6 now. GDO with a
Nice
nice
team.
flutter around the Snapdragon.
Actually harder to do than it looks. Gotta not use his flutter now. Gonna drop
So
straight
wait, did
onto it.
GDO only do Dive and Cactus? I guess he did, right? But he's got to get 6 in GI?
Toxic, Tin Tops, Trash, Weldar, and then Attic, I guess.
QCE or Attic. Yeah, he's going to come back in 2 trips since he's not DCWing with Clockworks.
That's fine because he can just do fourth floor early now before he gets Clockworks, and then avoid opening the front door. Come back with the flight pad when he has the
Also true.
Clockworks.
Also true. That would work. He does only have 2 grenades.
I mean, if he really needs, there's some in the elevator shaft, but still.
Nice. Love this note routing here. Except not really, because guess what? He's coming into Hatch Cave to learn Hatch, but he hasn't fought Terry yet. So he's going to have to come back into Hatch Cave to get this easy egg.
Well, he might not be going for the TDL ones at all. He could do 3 in CCL, Heggy, and Tip Top.
Oh, yeah, that is true, actually. He could just not fight Terry. Yeah, I forget it's 5, not 7, yeah. Okay.
By the looks of it, that might be what he is doing.
Okay, then yeah, learn Hatch and leave, right? Get your other honeycombs is still okay? Or, well, no, you can't get river passes.
Can't get the river passes.
I guess you could. Technically, you can. But it's
Really
an
long way
AIDS
around.
out of the way to get it. Yeah, now I definitely think EF's row is faster now that he doesn't have to fight Terry. GDO with number 3. The HFP alien baby is not an egg. You warm him up, you don't hatch him.
I was actually thinking, used to be that Alien Kids was a goal and it got taken out, but I was thinking maybe Hatch the Baby Alien would be a fun long goal.
Could be. GDO struggling with getting this as regular swim. Gets it. 3rd try. So GDO is going to have to do HFP, or I mean not HFP, GI in 2 trips. Halfway done with honeycombs. From EF.
You don't need glide. You don't even need wing whack to get the
crash.
baby. You could just crouch jump.
Yep. So EF still has to do JRL, GGM. Problem is, EF has so many levels to go back to. He's got to do GGM. He's got to do JRL. He's got to go to CCL. He's got to go to HFP. He's got to go to GI.
Yeah, it's a
Why
crap
is
card.
EF still getting notes?
It's a really long goal.
EF could potentially want Claw Clambers.
He's only getting 4 GI. Why would he want clock? I mean, I guess to get up to quality control?
There's a nice honeycomb.
EF definitely doing a better job.
Now
routing
I'm really
his-
hoping that EF gets the other honeycombs as the B. Do super stash and turn into the B immediately.
You wouldn't do cheese as one of yours?
Actually, yeah, I probably would. Here's the first egg.
I think super stash, cheese, and then the 2 shorter B jiggies. Good on EF knowing to wait there, not trying to jump down.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess you would do cheese instead of Minji. So what is he flying out for here? Is he just getting the honeycombs as Kazooie? Because this is super slow if he is.
He's gonna go hatch his eggs.
Oh, that's right. He's still got to collect some Floatius. Some Floatium eggs. Yeah, that's totally fair. GDO just barely having enough notes there for Clockworks. Oh! Did he want to die there? Maybe he did. No, he didn't.
Can't
Er,
tell whether that was intentional or not.
yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say it wasn't. Because now he's going to go get the other egg.
Probably would have been faster to... I mean, if he wanted to die, it would have been faster to take Silla K over to Pot of Gold and fall off after that honeycomb.
There are 9 hatchable eggs in the game. That Kazooie hatches. There are 11 eggs that get hatched. But Heggy hatches 2 of them, so those don't count.
EF definitely showing that he knows his way around CCL, knows exactly where to get the fastest path to the eggs.
That's number 3. Does anybody know the other Jiggies that EF has in JRL? Did he get Seamy Fish while he was down there?
I was looking so closely at what GDO was doing that I don't think I saw EF's.
I'm just curious how many he thinks. Maybe I could just go to his screen. He says he only has 1.
Back to check.
GDO lining up a shot into a smaller crack for Super Stash. That was good. Oh yeah, and I guess he also has Super Stash. Cheese Wedge. Yeah, I like this because then you can go to the B and do Eyeballs and Jelly Castle. And you can actually save and quit while you're inside Jelly Castle. GDO looking for Minji. Oops. EF falls out of the cheese. Good shot.
Other than that trash can death, which may or may not have been intentional, EF has had a pretty good CCL.
It is this easy to cheese the cheese wedge. It's called skew. Grabs it through out of bounds. You love it.
Oh, nice. GDO just picked up that honeycomb while in flight.
Love to see it. EF doing the right thing here. He's big bombing over to Wumba. Oh, but he's dropping for a Globo? I guess he needs one. Getting
Yeah,
first
that's a
person,
bit of a
please.
mistake not to have picked up one of those ones in Witchy World earlier. Well, no, I
Yeah.
guess he needed both, but he should have picked up... Oh, you know why? This is another casualty of him warping away from Mumbo in GGM. If he'd gone down to
Does
Den
he
Cavern
knock
and
off
Power Hut,
George?
he could have
He's
gotten
not
it.
knocking off George. So not doing pig pool from EF. GDO killing Minji in the windowsill. Man, I don't know. Does this go to game 3? GDO has a shit ton of train switches still to get. Did GDO get the one in TDL? Oh wait, GDO hasn't even gone to TDL yet,
Hasn't
right?
been to the level yet.
Yeah.
No. Oh, he spent so long in JRL.
Man, GDO still has so much to do, actually. I feel like. I mean, I know so does EF. He hasn't even been to GI yet, but yeah, he did get Isles.
And that's the thing is that GDO is 2 jiggies ahead on his GI because he's been to Toxic Waste.
Right.
Did he get Trash Compactor too while he was there?
Yes.
He did.
Yeah, but GDO only got 2 in Witchy World. So GDO has a collective of 5.
So, okay, so then he's just 1 jiggy up on GI.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Can EF do jelly entrance and exit? He can't even get in. Full neutral. There we go. Jump through. Jump. Yes. Okay, now he's got to exit. He's got to exit now, though.
See, this is why I think
Oh,
he
first
should've done-
try exit, Poggers.
Nice job, nice job. I was going to say, that was really fast, but if he didn't feel confident, he always could have done eyeball jiggies first and then Jud Jelly at the end, save and quit out of there.
Yeah, there would have been a lot of extra flying as the B, though. Okay,
A lot of
GDO.
people, you can go the opposite way around the mountain.
Oh, yeah, GDO
Nice.
did min G. Okay.
I suck at Jelly Castle, so that's the kind of strat I would do.
Jelly Castle is just one of those things, man. Even those who, like, are good at it, like, still struggle sometimes. Save and quit. Nice.
Synced up on the eyeball platform.
Okay, it's going to be 3 goals to 3 goals here. Who's got more to do? I think GDO does.
Well, the other difference, though, is that EF still has 3 more jiggies to get in JRL. Because all he did was he got C me and he left.
Also true. Also true. Oh, I don't know why I marked this off. Okay, yeah. He's not doing TDO. He's just going down here for his 4th egg, and he'll go back to... So when he goes back to JRL with Clockworks, he'll have access to Pawno, Tip Tup, and Smugglers. I mean, I like this. I think this is a pretty good route from EF. GDO now going to HFP. He's got quite a bit to do in here. Some honeycombs and some train switches, as well as Ice Wall.
And he also should... wait, did GDO push George?
No, he did not.
GDO is screwed then.
Yeah, what is GDO's 4th Jiggy gonna be? I didn't even think about that. Because what has he done? He's done Pawno, Simi, and Mary Maggie.
He did Maggie.
Yeah, what is GDO doing for his last... I guess he goes back just for Smugglers, but he did Jolly Clip.
Maybe he'll do Jolly Clip again.
Here we go. We're back in GGM. That's not gonna work.
Oh, too low. He's standing really far away from that waterfall.
Just stand on the water. You have the shoes.
If you stand in place in the water, you fall in.
I don't think so.
I think you have to be. Yeah, I think you have to be
You
continuously
can't
moving
stand on the water. You
otherwise.
gotta be continuously moving. Okay.
I think that's right.
I'm guessing did he just get Ice Wall there? He was up top. I think he did.
He did. Did.
Okay, so where is he getting this other Jiggy?
JRL, you mean?
No, GGM. Where's this other
Oh,
GGM
you're talking about
Jiggy?
ElectricFortune. Yeah, yeah.
Is he gonna warp? I guess he could warp to Mumbo's and just do Power Hut.
Yeah, right after he finishes getting this honeycomb, just warp from this warp. Makes sense.
GDO with one of the train switches.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't even have to warp. He can just run down here. Good point.
Oh, yeah, he runs down here and does Gen Cavern. Nice. Yeah. Oh, I don't think GDO wanted to die there. I think he wanted to get the train station honeycomb. He's saying, fuck it now. Nah, none of them have wing whack this time around. Oh my god. EF, what is this ladder position? There we go.
You know, now that I see this, I'm thinking that EF actually had a very good route for his GGM jiggies.
Yeah, I don't know. His GGM one was kind of sloppy, but it ended up working out. I mean, GDO just has to spend so much time doing this bull crap. So now you should head to JRL, finish that up, and then he'll just have GI. Whereas GDO's got to go back to GI and back to JRL.
A lot to do. I mean, he got...
Wow,
he's
yeah,
got
so
this out of the way.
EF did end up skipping HFP completely. Because he's going to get all 3 in GI and be at 16.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Dang. We're actually might going to see a game 3, Dango. Which is
That's
terrible
tournament.
because I have work in the morning and it's already 10 o'clock.
It's 11 here, and I have work in the morning too.
There you go. We're both suffering. We're both suffering for content.
But you know what? It's worth it. More bingo.
Alright, now GDO should reset here. Yep. Okay. Here is egg number 5. This will be Jiggy number 2. Chat GPT commentary. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that EF turned over a Tip Top Sun with a grenade.
I learned literally today that it didn't have to be a grenade. Like, I saw somebody do it with a blue egg, and I was
Yep.
like, oh.
Yep,
Man,
you can do it with any egg. Or, well, I guess you can't. I don't know if you can do it with clockwork, but you can do it with any just egg shot. Alright, GDO heading to TDL now. Still gotta do... Oh my god, GDO has to do TDL 2 for a train switch! And for Springies. Or no, not for Springies, because he DCW to Toxic Waste.
We'll just take the silo there, but yeah. I mean, just a lot of small stuff.
This is not gonna work. Yeah.
Yeah, what
Gotta
are you
go.
thinking? Yeah.
Gotta go stand on the
pipe.
pipe, my dude. Oh my god, he's almost out of clockworks!
Yes, Sunder, this is the first time that GDO has been in TDL, and we may or may not see it at all because of the frames being dropped. Fortunately, if you got that, fortunately, EF figured out the clockwork shot, and he's going to be able to get
GDO
this.
thinks he's done? What the fuck is this shot from EF? He's out of clockworks!
This is so bad. Oh.
What was that fucking setup? He was so close to the pillar! Oh my god! Okay, EF's gotta actually freaking get clockwork somewhere now.
He hasn't taken the one that's in
He's gonna go to
Pano.
Pano. Yeah, get 20. No! No! What are you doing in here?
What is he doing in here? No reason to be in here. Is he just looking for eggs?
What the hell are you doing? Go to fucking Pano! Oh my god. Get your doubloons. Rejoin. Rejoin. You can't pay Pano. It's so okay. Oh my god, I'm sick. I'm sick right now.
He sees the eggs. He sees this. Now we've got clockworks. Okay. Here we go. 3 more tries.
Yeah, but who's to say he doesn't stand that close to the pillar again?
That was really sketchy.
GDO's back in GI.
Okay, and And GDO has to get 4 more jiggies. No, 3 more jiggies here.
3 more jiggies, a train station, 4 honeycombs, and he's got to go back to JRL.
Gonna try the Weldar shot with Solo
Okay,
Kazooie.
back up, back up. Actually, this is fine. There you go. Nice.
There we go.
Okay, now Death Warp. Pana. GDO setting up Weldar. Although this
Why did he
seems
just
a
get-
little too fat.
Oh my god, he's sinking all the way to the bottom! Why did EF not just do
Okay,
Pano with
GDO
DK?
gets Weldar.
And
GDO
coming in
slowly
here.
closing the gap here. Getting honeycombs. Getting GI stuff.
Hopefully he knows the fastest way to get it with a shot.
Bro. Why? What?
That
Okay,
works.
GDO has 14 honeycombs.
EF is done with JRL. He's just got to get his jiggies and his last 2
Oh
honeys.
my gosh. They're both gonna end here. Oh wait, but GDO hasn't done JRL.
That is true.
Yeah, GDO still has a Jiggy in JRL. What is he doing?
True, Sunder.
G
GDO's
gets
gonna
the
lose this
refill.
Jolly Clip 2.
Okay, 4 Jiggies in GI. Can Electric Fortune close this game and bring it to game 3? No, GDO is not doing Pig Pool. He did not knock off George. He has to go back and just do Smugglers. It's painful. He has to wait for grenades. GDO also has to do floor 4 early because he also needs Attic. Or QCE. I can't even tell if GDO is getting this pause. The frames are insane. Yeah, in fact, how far behind is GDO? Let's make sure timers are synced.
He got the pause. Pretty
Okay,
good
timers
floor
are
for early.
synced. He's just dropping frames. Why is EF still getting notes, Dango?
He must really be trying to avoid floor 4 early and get clock claimers. That's what he's doing.
Bro, I guess. Like, oh my god. Okay, now he's got to do break-in. Get the governor. Get the governor to come over. Why is this governor not aggroing? Holy cow. Looked at him like 5 times. This is not going to work. He is still so close. This is not going to work.
I don't know about this.
Oh, it did.
Oh.
He just let him hit it once. Okay, that was fine.
We can get the 2 quick jiggies here. Then
Does
we
he
say
know
his last one's
Raptor
gonna
shot?
be-
He's setting up for it.
Seems to know it. This is going to be another super close game.
Oh, GDO. Nice. EF? Yeah, I mean, honestly, after seeing how many people have done Raptor Shot in this tournament, I have to learn it.
Really not too bad.
EF learning claws. I cannot believe it. So EF doesn't have to do floor 4 early.
Yeah. I'm not sure that's...
He can do a bunch of stuff in solo K now. I hope he splits up. Yes. Go do Weldar. Or go do Trash. Yep. GDO's at 15. Oh my god, this game is so close again.
It's
What
actually
is...
condense
What
seconds.
is... What is... What is this? What is this?
What?
What is
Indeed.
this? Is this to skip the cutscene? Does this even skip the cutscene? What? He just has to skip doing one pack whack thing, I guess. Wow.
Oh, he's definitely gonna get the jiggy.
Yeah, I mean, Jiggy's free. Gets grenades. Nice. GDO's done with train switches. Oh my gosh. Can EF get welder shot really quick? GDO coming up for smokestack.
I like how because of the frames being dropped, you just instantly teleported from the flight pad up to the smokestack.
GDO's at 16. Why is he? Oh, he's coming in here for the train, for the honeycomb. That's right. Oh, this is an interesting box to stand on. Not high enough. GDO gets attic. Oh my god. Oh my god. 100 clockworks down the drain. EF, please. There it is.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, GDO's doing QCE.
Okay, so if we really want a game 3, we could hope for some
GDO's doing
quality control
QCE?
shenanigans.
Isn't this slow? He only has one clockwork.
Oh no!
Oh
Well,
my gosh, he's got to wait. He's got one more chance.
more nests in this room he can grab, but
Oh, he's waiting
not-
again.
this is not what he wants.
Oh, this looks like a nice crack here from EF. No. No, it's not good. No. Oh my god. EF. That looks good. He only has one clockwork too. He gets it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. It is so
Yeah.
close. He's got to get up to the attic before GDO gets to smugglers. If GDO green barrels, we go to game 3.
Oh, definitely. If GDO has a good quality control, and it's going to be within half a minute, to say the least. Good blue barrel, blue barrel. There he is.
That was so close. I actually think GDO has this. I actually think GDO wins.
You're right.
This is too slow to get up there.
If he'd done fourth floor early. he'd
If
done fourth
GDO,
floor early-
wait, if GDO goes for Jolly Clip again, he has a chance.
I don't understand what GDO was doing in terms of
GDO's
this.
waiting for a clockwork because he doesn't have any. GDO's waiting for clockworks. He's actually throwing the game right now. Where is EF going? What is this?
I don't think this is shorter, but he seems to think it is.
What is this?
Oh, he's just trying
Oh,
to get
he
the
needs a
clockwork
clockwork too. Oh my god. GDO is gonna win. Unless he does Jolly Clip.
Which he's going
Oh my
for.
god, he still hasn't even hit the fight pad switch.
This is
He's
over.
going for Jolly Clip, Dango.
2 Jolly Clips, 1 bingo.
This is just giving EF a chance.
What was he thinking doing this the first time when he didn't have clockwork?
Why is GDO doing this strat, guys? GDO could already be into smugglers by now. Oh, he got the clip. He got the clip. It's actually over.
Oh my god.
We're not going to game 3. Oh my god.
He
Time.
to shoot it, and that's it.
Oh, wait. Time. Oh my god.
Jeez.
GG. Let's bring him in. Oh my lord. You guys are making me so sick. GG. GDO again, literally winning in less than a minute.
Wow.
God. EF. You just had to get claw clambers.
Oh, you went for claw clambers.
Oh my gosh. You guys didn't pick the same row. But God,
Oh.
EF was... I mean, EF was ahead for so long, I think. But just a couple routing mistakes here and there ruined it.
Oof.
EF went
Yeah.
for
Tell me about it.
F6.
And then GDO,
F6.
I cannot believe you did Jolly Clip twice.
What?
What are you doing?
Well, the comb, I was looking over my JRL stuff, and I was like, all right, I'm done. Good, one trip. And I thought, oh, fuck, I only have 3 jiggies.
Yeah.
I forgot that I didn't get a 4th jiggy. So I was like, well, I'm not doing aliens, because I've been to I'm going to go to HFP, so I don't want to watch that cutscene. And I was like, well, I mean, the clip isn't hard, so it took me a long time to get it today, but I was like, what do I even do? I was like, the only thing I can do is go back to Smugglers and get the last
Right.
jiggy. So I was just hoping I could finish up in GI, and then I kept running out of grenades because of I never recovered after the big fish,
Yeah.
and so it was like, yeah, GI was a bit of a mess. And then I was gonna get tin tops, and I was like, well, I don't have enough for claw clambers, so I'll have to do backdoor break in to get to back to floor 1 because I can't do the like lobby shot from the top. So
Yeah.
I was like, I guess while I go to the roof, I can do QCE. It's close, and then I ran out of grenades again,
Yep.
and then clockworks, and yeah.
Man, well, congratulations.
And then I kept
Go
forgetting
ahead.
my train switches too. I was just gonna say I kept forgetting my train switches too. So in HFP, I went to the icy side, and I was like, oh, I forgot to hit the fire side, so I just warped back and then took Solo Kazooie over there, and then I was like, well, maybe I need the honeycomb and the train station, because I was like, well, if I don't, then I can skip TDL and I don't have to get those, and that'll save time. Oh, but I have to hit the train switch, and it was just the meme.
Yeah, we saw a lot of routing mistakes again from both players. I think EF, you got to clean up the GI for sure. You got to be comfortable, I think, with the floor 4 early.
Yeah, I was considering halfway through, like, do I get enough notes for claw clambers, or do I do floor 4 early? And I wasn't thinking, like, I don't need to go to floors 2 and 3 at all, so I should have just done it.
Yeah. Well, I thought, honestly, I thought when you had claws, you were just going to go up and do QCE, but then I forgot you had to get smokestack honeycomb.
Yeah.
To finish up 16, so I was like, no, he's definitely activating flight pad. Yeah, I was just, man, 2 super, super close bingo matches. Definitely a match to rewatch for anybody who missed it. That'll be a whole lot of fun.
Baby, I can't wait.
F12, I
GDO did F12.
I did F12, yeah.
And
I was.
did F6.
Did you guys talk about F2?
No, we were talking
looking
about
back,
F8 or F9.
Oh, okay. F9. Oh, okay. Looking back, like when I was doing the bingo, if I would have had a little bit more time looking at the card, I probably would have done F2 instead. But I don't know. The Globos and Honeycombs just started looking, and I was like, I gotta stop looking at the card. Just focus.
Yeah, actually, going back and looking at F2, it is a ton of jiggies, but it's also a ton of globals. So yeah, I could definitely see F2 being a
just
decent
Cheetos, honeys, warp pads, Jinjos.
Well, GDO, you had 2 Super nail-biting matches. Congratulations, you move on to face Steve in winners round 3.
Baby.
And
boy.
Electric Fortune, you fought valiantly. You came very, very close. But unfortunately, you get pushed into losers bracket where you will be going up against Sunderstorm in losers round 2.
Ooh.
So we've got a
baby.
couple great matches to look forward to here on Banjo Race. And then, of course, Dango, our commentator, has to go up against Alpha in winners round 3 as well. So another exciting
baby.
race coming up. But that's going to be it here for us here on twitch.tv/Banjo Race, guys. Thank you for coming in and watching. I know it's been sort of a late night, but hey, what can you expect? We will keep you abreast of any new matches that get scheduled, and we will see you next time. Have a good night, and take care.